something new. I don't even know what you do. I just know they say you come from down under. And I am trying to put you under, mate, okay? So, you know, Tim Tszyu, he's watched tape. He's been in there with Manny. He's seen certain things. But I know he might have signed that contract. But, boy, you don't know what you just did, boy. Ooh-wee! Bitter for you and sweet for me. Y'all don't understand, man. He's waiting. Fighters anticipating. Man, nobody has waited to perform like Keith Thurman. Nobody's been waiting for that phone call like Keith Thurman. Nobody wants to shut you haters up like Keith Thurman. So you guys, man, fight fans, you already heard. Pre-sale tickets on sale today. Get them, got them good. Let's go, baby. Be in the building, T-Mobile Arena, March 30th. Thurman versus Tszyu is very simple. You're going to hear one sound and one sound only, and that's boom, boom, boom.
All right, one-time Thurman. Our fighters have microphones at their tables in front of you. We are going to ask some Q&A questions at this time. We're going to start with our first world title attraction, the vacant WBC Super Welterweight World Title. Serhii Bohachuk, for you, what does it mean to you to have your first fight for a world title and be representing your homeland of Ukraine?
No, it's my first title fight. It's big fight for me. It's big fight for my life. It's best fight for my life. I'm be ready for this fight 100%, 101%, and I have serious opponent, very serious. I know I have experience. I have sparring with him. I know who is there. I understand I need to be ready 101% before this fight. I'm be ready. I show interest. I show good fight.
Tom Brown said it has a Fight of the Year candidate written all over it. And let me turn to your opponent. Sebastian, you talked a little bit about your setback in your last fight. What have you learned from this setback that you plan to bring to this fight? How have you changed? What's your mentality for this fight?
Honestly, I don't think I learned anything. It was more of a reminder. You know, you can't mess around in this sport. You know, I fell asleep for a second and I paid for it. But you know what? I had a year to regroup and start training again and do everything right. And, you know, God gave me this opportunity to fight for this title. You know, something we've been planning for. And you know, we got it. And I'm going to show up.
Now, you've agreed to take on a fighter with 23 knockouts in his 23 wins. Does that give you extra concern to be cautious or change your approach?
You know, my last fight, this guy was a big hitter. The fight before that, that guy was a big hitter. I only fight the best in 154, you know. If I have to fight Tim Tszyu next, it'll be great. Whoever they put me in front of, I want, you know, I want to be the best 154, you know. Right now, you could say Tim is, but maybe later on we'll get that fight and it'll be good, you know.
And just a quick congratulations. You have another world champion in your family. Your sister Gabriela won it. What would it mean for you to have your family to have 2 world titles belts are strapped around you?
Everybody keeps telling me there's never been a brother-sister duo, world champion duo at the same time. So I think it's going to be historical.
All right. Well, congratulations to Gabriela. Best wishes to both of you fighters. At this time, we have a question for following up with our WBA middleweight world champion here, who is taking on the #1 ranked WBA middleweight opponent. For Erislandy Lara, question for you. As boxing's oldest reigning world champion, what do you hope to prove against a fighter who is nearly 10 years younger than you?
Erislandy, sos el campeón mundial más veterano de la actualidad en el boxeo. Tu oponente tiene 10 años menos. ¿Qué tipo de prueba crees que esta va a ser para ti? ¿Qué tenés que probar por ti mismo?
Bueno, primero que todo, sí, mi oponente es un boxeador más joven que yo, pero para mí no significa nada. ya que yo me siento igual, como, casi no lo mismo, ¿no? Pero me siento, gracias a Dios, me siento bien, me siento fuerte, y con la preparación que he tenido durante años y mi condición física y mi experiencia en el boxeo, creo que no voy a tener ningún tipo de problema con él.
Look, I feel good, I feel strong, and I don't really feel like I need to prove much of anything at all. All I need to do is to showcase who I am, and I don't think I'm going to have much trouble with him to begin with.
Erislandy, I noticed that since you've moved up to middleweight, you've had 2 knockouts in a row to win the title and then to defend it. Have you added more power to your arsenal, and are folks underestimating your power?
Bueno, has tenido 2 knockouts recientemente, uno para ganar tu título, el otro para defenderlo. ¿Sentís que le has agregado poder a tu arsenal y que también quizás están subestimando tu potencia?
Yo creo que solamente la experiencia en el boxeo y las grandes peleas que he tenido y la posibilidad del knockout, tú sabes. Yo nunca he salido a buscar un knockout, pero gracias a Dios se me ha dado la oportunidad y he terminado bien.
It all comes down to the experience I've gained from boxing, and I've been fortunate to be able to go out there, get some knockouts, and that's what I've been doing.
Thank you very much. 12 rounds, our second fight. 12 rounds for the WBA Middleweight Championship of the World, Erislandy Lara versus Michael Zerafa. Let's move to our co-main event at this time, another world title fight, WBA Super Lightweight World Championship. Let's speak with our challenger first, Isaac Pitbull Cruz. Isaac, in your first fight against Gervonta Davis, your first world title attempt, you gave him fits for 12 rounds. What did you learn from that experience, and what from that will you bring into your second attempt for a world title?
Isaac, cuando peleaste contra Gervonta Davis, lo hiciste sufrir y mucho durante 12 rounds. ¿Qué aprendiste de esa pelea y qué pensás emplear de esas lecciones para esta pelea por el título?
Sí, nos dejó un gran aprendizaje aquella noche con Tank, pero hemos ido trabajando pelea tras pelea. Y bueno, lo mejor es que ha sido arriba del ring y por eso nos hemos ganado nuevamente una segunda oportunidad.
We did bring it to Tank, but we have kept working time after time, fight after fight, and that's how we have earned a second chance, a second opportunity to go for the title once again.
Now, you are ranked one of boxing's top lightweights in the world, yet this fight you'll be moving up to 140 pounds. Is your body telling you to move up, or you just had to take this opportunity to fight for a title?
Ahora que vas a subir a las 140 libras, ¿sentís que era tu cuerpo el que te pedía subir de peso, o es algo que dijiste, tengo esta oportunidad por el título y quiero subir por el cinturón?
Pues son ambas cosas, creo que estamos preparados para sacar adelante este compromiso y bueno, seguir demostrando por qué somos uno de los mejores del mundo y que somos mexicanos.
Look, I just feel like I'm ready for this challenge. I want to show everybody that I'm one of the best in the world and that I'm one proud Mexican fighter that can do anything.
Yeah, no question, you have gathered boxing fans from around the world. But what would it mean to your Mexican fans, your homeland, to win this world title?
¿Qué significaría para la gente mexicana el verte ganar este título mundial?
Pues es algo también que la gente quiere ver, por lo cual yo me estoy preparando para arrebatarle el campeonato del mundo el próximo 30 de marzo a Rolly Romero, cueste lo que cueste, y bueno, nos estamos preparando para que el público salga el ganador.
I want the fans to be the true winners of the night. That's what I'm preparing for. And that's why I want to go and face Rolly Romero, take the world title away from him, and give the fans what they want to see.
All right, let's speak to the world champion at this time. Now, Rolly, you said that you want to become Prime Video's very first superstar. What must you do on March 30th in order to earn that?
Well, to become the superstar of Prime Video, I just gotta knock him out, right?
It must come by knockout.
Has to be a knockout.
Okay, well, let me ask you this. The current odds are very close, but they have you a slight underdog. Does that motivate you even more?
Not really. Odds are just statistics. And they're looking at it like this. He lost to Gervonta, 4 fights ago? And I've only had 1 fight since then, and he's had, 3 or 4, something like that. So it's just statistics. And let's just say it like this. I was a huge underdog when I fought Tank, and 80% of people bet on me, so I'm going to bet on Rolly.
All right, that's your typical confidence. Can you explain what you meant? I read a quote that you said it's going to be Rolly versus a Chihuahua. What do you mean by that?
Chihuahua, poodle. He kind of looks like a pug right now, so yeah, he's a little fat right now. So I mean, self-explanatory.
Pitbull, do you understand what he meant by calling you a Chihuahua instead of a Pitbull?
Bueno, Pitbull, ¿entendés lo que él quiso decir recién? Te llamó de todo, incluyendo Chihuahua. ¿Qué tenés que decir al respecto?
Sí, claro, ahorita yo soy un chihuahua, pero el día de la pelea, él va a ser el verdadero chihuahua. Ahorita toda la gente está riendo, pero el día de la pelea en su casa todos van a estar llorando.
Look, I completely understand, but you know what? Let him talk, because in the end, at the end of the fight, he's gonna be the true Chihuahua, and he's the one that's gonna end up crying.
We'll see. March 30th. Make sure to buy the pay-per-view. March 30th, Amazon Prime.
Don't miss it, the co-main event of the evening, a main event anywhere, 12 rounds of boxing for the WBA Super Lightweight Championship of the World, Rolando Rolly Romero versus Isaac Pitbull Cruz. It is time to move to our fighters Q&A with our main event of the evening, brought to you by TGB Promotions and No Limit Boxing, 12 rounds in a super welterweight, very special attraction. Let's talk to Tim Tszyu at this time first. Tim, I know that working your last 3 fights in Australia, you are a huge star there. You have transcended the sport of boxing. You are a huge star, period. You've asked for a big stage in the United States. Now you have made it. What do you plan to do to take full advantage of that?
I haven't made it. The making begins when I beat Thurman. It's all part of the process, and he's just the first name on the list, and again, this is the takeover for me.
I've also noticed in your fights that you are a very confident risk taker. While waiting for your mandatory attempt at a world title, you took on 3 very difficult opponents, risked it all. You had a vicious dog bite on your arm that didn't slow you down. You went ahead with the fight. Where does that confidence come from?
Again, I look and aspire to the throwback fighters. You know, I feel like fighters these days in this modern era, they're just a bunch of pussies. That's just my opinion. The old throwback, when I grew up watching in the 2000s, everyone just thought the best, and that's what I am. A dog bite, at the end of the day, who cares? That's why for me it was just, I want to fight, and I want to fight the big names. And Thurman's the big name, and he's the man that I'm after now.
He is indeed a big name, and this is a great opportunity for you to take on a legend in the ring. And what does it mean to you for the opportunity to build on your legacy and in the legacy of your family name, your Hall of Fame father?
Yeah, for sure. Like, my goal one day is for the last name to be the greatest boxing family ever lived, you know, and it's big aspirations, but again, I caught it here, and we'll see how far we can get.
Very good. Well, best to you. You have expressed respect for Keith Thurman. Let's turn to Keith at this time. As I mentioned earlier, one of the great welterweights in our generation. Why are you moving up?
Well, you know, there's a lot of things that could be done, but, you know, moving up is just something that happens in boxing. You've seen it, you know, throughout the years. You know, you guys referenced earlier how even Crawford started at a lighter weight. I just love the legacy at 147, and I just think I milked the cow. I got what I got out of the welterweight division. I fell short of greatness on the night against Pacquiao. Still one of my most favorite and memorable nights of my life. You know, when I wear red, white, and blue in that ring, it's not because I'm a patriot of the American flag, but it's because every time Keith Thurman steps into that ring that I'm living out my all-American dream. I've worked for this ever since I was 7 years old. I just remember being told that you have what it takes for greatness, boy. You know, stay out of trouble, stay away from the girls, stay off of the drugs, you know, and all these fighters here, every sportsman, we know the sacrifices that we make. And no matter how tough it is, at the end of the day, those sacrifices, you know, they make us who we are, and they're truly worth it, you know. Anything worth anything in life requires sacrifice. And I've done a lot at 147. I'm a dreamer. I want to do great things at 154. I want to show the world what type of champion is Keith Thurman. I'm the kind of champion like Ali. You put me back in the ring, and I'm going to rise back to the top, you know. That's what this is all about. People have comments, people have suggestions, people come up with their statistics, you know. But at the end of the day, they're not with Keith Thurman. They're not seeing my grind. They're not in my head. They don't understand my mindset. And that's what March 30th is all about, is just proving to the world that Keith Thurman was, is, and will be forever and ever one of the greatest fighters in the sport of boxing.
Does that mean that should you win, you'll search for the title at 154?
You know, me moving up, I'm just looking for great fights. I've done this in the past. I want great fights. I want great action. Tim Tszyu is filling that void right now. He's going to be providing me with the fight that I want. He's providing me with the excitement. He's coming young, undefeated, determined, trying to open up the gates to his new era, the new generation. But it's my job to close the door shut right in his face. Make him, you know, they don't call him Pit Bull, but I want him to go tail tucked, head down back to his daddy in Australia. I'm sorry, Pops. I'm sorry. The Tszyu name, I messed up. I didn't know he was that bad. So, you know, I mean, this is boxing. This is my life. I love the adrenaline. I love you questioning me. I love you questioning me. Why'd you do this? It's now the moment. Are you sure? Are you ready? Do you need a tune-up? Do you want a warm-up? You know? So I just love it, man. I love everything about this. I love the stage. I love the action. Main event. Unfortunately, the title will not be on the line, but his pride will be, and that's good enough for me.
Any response, Tim?
You bring that energy, man. I want that energy coming into the fight, because when I do, and mark my words, I will knock you out in under 12 rounds.
You can try, my man. You can try, but you're going to get more than energy. You're going to get these hands, baby, all up in your face.
You're going to be running. You're going to be running, and I'm going to be catching you like a little gazelle.
Your fat feet slow. Man, look, in Australia, that's a small little, that's an island very far away. I did not know flat-footed Mexicans were born in Australia. Tszyu?
You wait.
Mexican Tszyu, what you gonna do?
I got a Mexican style.
Mexican Tszyu, what you gonna do?
I got a Mexican style, but Mexican styles are one of the greatest styles in the world, so don't be disrespecting Mexican styles.
I ain't lost to no Mexican.
Do
your research. Watch more tape.
Don't be running.
Watch more tape if you want to debate.
Don't be running.
I have not lost to no flat-footed, slow
Don't be running
Mexicans, okay?
Don't be running like a gazelle.
You just want me to stand there?
Don't be
Please
running.
Please let me beat you up, Keith.
Let's go.
Please let me beat you up.
Middle of
Can
the
I
ring.
punch you in the face?
Okay, middle of the
Can
ring.
I punch you? Please.
Middle of the ring. Let's
I'll be
go.
right there, baby. I'll be right there.
Deal.
I won't be hard to find.
Beautiful. That's what I want.
Don't miss it. It's the main event of the evening. PBC pay-per-view on Prime. Well, fans, this concludes our press conference for today for the inaugural PBC pay-per-view event, available on Prime Video. Once again, Saturday, March 30th, T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. Our fighters are going to be here for photo opportunities. Thank you very much for your attendance. And don't forget, tickets are available today. Pre-sale, take it away.
right there. Just main event first. Rolly, take it off.
We know that, you know.
It's all right. Let him go. Let him go. And Lara's by himself, Andrew. Rolly, stay right here. All right, let's do a group shot. Tim, you go back in the center. Keith, you guys back in the center. Rolly going up. Next to Keith, and then Erislandy, then Sebastian. Everybody, yes.
Erislandy and Sebastian. Group shot. Everyone as tight as you